So my Porter edit hit 1,000 plays on SoundCloud, which is pretty cool. I've never had a song have 1,000 plays before, and I've been thinking about doing like project file walkthroughs, and I'm using this as an excuse to do one. So it's pretty simple because I think if you go listen to the original version, it's kind of similar, and I think I did feel that for a while I shouldn't have it up even because I didn't feel like I did enough to warrant putting it out, but it's been out and now it has 1,000 plays. So it has this like chop from the start, which, yeah. So I just took this part and I just chopped it up. And then I have it like continue throughout until it like fades out there. And so that's just the original track. And there's there's really not much going on, like, at all. And then I like reverse engineered, I don't know if that's the right word, but I reverse engineered the chord progression. And so, yeah, it's got like the main chords, and then I just put some like, I think this is like a fifth chord. I don't know music theory that well, but it's like the root and the fifth just pitched down an octave to make it a more like dense sound. And it's the Labs piano, soft piano that everyone and their mother uses. And so that's just going underneath that, and it's kind of dense sounding, I guess. And then it like gradually gets louder as the intro goes on. And there, I guess there is this like, there are these like higher notes that I guess I didn't like, but I still wanted to keep there in case I came around to it. And those are that's just the root note of each chord just pitched way up. And then there's this sample from Awake to See the City Sleep by Mommy, which is, this is a Lovely Currents, is one of my like that's one of those albums that I'm like super like passionate about. And this is just some low end from the intro that I just EQ'd out in Edison. And I like to just use that when I want there to be like just barely something there that like you don't really hear in the context of everything else. You know, like I don't think anyone's gonna register that being there, but it's there. And yeah, it just has, yeah, because there's like a frequency there that I didn't like, and then distortion, and then yeah, because it's like a bit rumbly, so I just tamed it a little. And I forgot to check the piano to see what that has on it. So just delay, reverb, and then it's getting louder. So it's really basic. This is probably one of the most basic things I've ever made. And then there's the sound, which I don't remember what it is. My computer is not enjoying it. I have no idea what this is. Oh, okay. So this is just a render of like just a piano note, and it's going into a granulizer, which is playing the same chords as the Labs piano. And then there's the loudness of that is also going up, but there's also, oh my, okay. There's too much stuff on here. So, there's a bit crusher on it, 2 delays for some reason. They're playing at different times, that's, I guess I put 2 on there. A serum multiband compressor, reverb, which is not doing much at all, and then EQ, which one is, I don't know which one is, oh that, okay, that's like going up, and then it's going into the same thing as the Labs piano. So you don't even really hear this that much either. So that's fading out, and then this is the bass, which I rendered out because my computer probably hated it. Okay, there it is. So this is just a serum. Yeah, it's literally the most basic thing ever. It's just a serum with 16 voices and a cutoff filter. And just kind of taking out like the lower bass. Yeah, that's a bit much. And then I rendered that out, and it's not going into anything. So that's there. There's this really distorted sound that's like kind of far in the background. There it is. This is also serum, and it's just a sine wave with 8 voices and distortion. That's going into this. So yeah, and that's like really far in the back. You don't really hear it that much. Yeah. And this is just like a blurred sample from no idea. I have a lot of these samples from like songs I made back in like 2020 and 2019 and 2021 and stuff. I think mostly 2020. That was when I was like on my big like ambient music kick. And so I have a huge amount of these samples that sometimes I'll just chuck into songs if I can make them sound good, just as like background noise. And then I think this is just noise. Yeah. There's just this like pumping noise, which, oh, okay. So this is, I don't know how many people know about this, but this is something that I discovered like several years ago. So in FL Studio, if you have a note, which is not playing, so if you have a note and you want it to like fade in or out, you can have another note that is a slide note and then set to the volume you want it to like end at. So then once you have that, you put that on the same note, and so with this, what I did is I had it at like the full volume, and this was at no volume, so it like sweeps up, because I didn't feel like sidechaining this or messing with the volume envelope, so I just did that. And I mean, there is still a volume envelope here, but that's like controlling the overall thing. And then, does it cut off here? Oh no, that one's just up there for some reason. And then, I don't know what this is, or what that's controlling. Yeah, I don't know. Then this is just the just whole original thing. And I'm just taking, so yeah. So that's what it originally sounds like. And then I took all the bass out and like some stuff there. And then I'm just tidying up around there, and it's being sidechained. And there's this bass, which is probably similar to the one from before. Yeah, this is the exact same bass, but I think, yeah, these are going into different inserts. So this one is getting like all the like low end cut out, but there's still like obviously there's still this middle part, and so that's getting sidechained, and there's like this 808 of sorts, very distorted. And so these are playing together, and they're, oh, okay, I get it. So that's where that is. So I guess this is another thing where I rendered it out like after I made it. I'm like trying to reach under my microphone to play this on my keyboard without it being like awkward. So this is just, let me close all this. There are fire trucks outside my house right now. So this is just 2 sine waves. This one is just a regular one, and like regular. And yeah, that's like the one you mostly hear, and then there's this one which is up an octave that you like, it's like slightly there. And then there's a lot of like punch with this pinch with this pitch envelope. So yeah, that makes it more like punchy. And then it's going into, oh, it's not on. It's going into dimension expander just a little bit. Whatever this plugin is. I don't think this is even really doing that much. It kind of is. I have a lot of plugins that I just forget that I have because I have so many. There's that, which is like a lot of these are like mostly just like very like subtly adding things, but then there's that one, which this is one of my favorite distortion plugins. I use this on like all of my like basses and stuff like that because it just makes it sound really like overblown. Then I think that's it. I don't know, I haven't opened this project file in a really long time, so it's kind of difficult to explain how things are working. Oh my god. Something went wrong. Something went really wrong. Oh, okay. So yeah, it's just these 2 layers making up the bass, and then they're getting sidechained. And yeah, the bass is occupying a lot of space there. And then this kick is just a kick that I made like however long ago. That's what it sounds like. And I think, oh, I thought I like took some of the start of it out, but I guess not. And yeah, that's just going into some EQ. Oh, and it's being pitched down a little bit. There's the noise. There's this sample, which I use in like everything, because this is like, this sounds kind of stupid to say, but it's kind of like a sacred sample to me, because I made this, I think, within my first year of making music, and you can't really hear it, but it's, yeah, so it's literally just noise, and I took like an EQ and I like did that, and like I automated it to like go down like that, and I did that with like 2 of these, and they're like both going down like that. I don't know, like at the time that was like revolutionary to me. I felt like Elon Musk could never. So I use this sample in like everything nowadays because not like rediscovered it, but I got back into using it like a year or 2 ago. So I've been very regularly using it in literally every song since, because it's really subtle, you know, but it's there. And that's fading out. Oh, there's that, which is... Oh, so that... I think I know what this is, actually. Okay, yeah. So that's, Oh, I get what that is from before. It's this little thing that's... Yeah, it's just like a reverb tail, because it has a bunch of reverb on it, but I'm only having it come in like here, because that's what this is doing. Okay, that makes sense. So yeah. Is that the right place for it? That feels really loud. I don't know if I messed something up there or not. But, oh well. And then it just continues on. And then there's this, like... I think this is like an FL stock sample. Yeah. I've gotten back into using the, like, FL stock samples lately, because there's so many good ones. So yeah, it's just that one. And it's just going into this, and then I like doing this. This is like a thing that I don't know if I discovered it or if I saw somewhere, but I've noticed that like on tiny samples, having like a little thing here and then cranking this all the way like up makes it like noisier, like especially on like drum loops or something. But that's something that I do a lot, and I discovered like literally last night or the night before that I think if you go into transient processor and just turn that up, it's like almost the exact same effect. But I like doing it this way because that's how I've been doing it for like a bunch of years. So it's just doing like a little fill there because, yeah, there's like a fill in that part of the song, so I just added that there. And then, so now that's playing. It says the kicks are different. I don't see what's different here. Yeah, I don't know why these are different colors. They do sound different, but I don't know what's going on. It's like I said, it's been a minute since I've opened the project file. This is a sample from the start of Open by Teen Days, which is a really good song. Highly recommend it. And it's just this like hi-hat and percussion loop. And this is another thing that I use in a lot of my songs, just like throwing it in the back so you can like barely hear it. So that's there, and it's basically the exact same stuff as before, and that just carries on. And this part, I tried so hard to make that like not super jarring, because that's like there's a lot of stuff in this frequency area that wasn't really present in the rest of the song. You know, like a lot of it's like in this area, so like the fact that there's suddenly something here is like pretty jarring, I think. And I think I tried to like EQ it as best as I could without it sounding like... Oh, I think that's what this is, because like that's like kind of harsh, and so I tried to make it go like... I tried to scoop that out as best as I could without it like making the whole thing sound bad, which I'm just now realizing I could have like automated it so it only affects it like right here, but oh well. The deed is done. And then there's Oh, it's like the same technique as before, but it's with this end part, because I wanted to have like this end part ring out. So yeah, I just took that and yeah, I EQ'd all that out, so it's I tried to like isolate it as best as I could. This sample's back, yeah. So that's playing there. There's there's a sample from a percussion song, which is one of Fortet's side projects. So that's there. I think this is another reason why I feel like the song was kind of like undeserving of coming out, because there's not much going on in terms of like my contribution to it, but you know, there's also like several instances of sampling, so I feel like it's maybe a bit lazy. Like I don't think I would sample this much stuff in a song this simple nowadays, but when did I make this? I made this July 7th, wow, so this is not too far away from turning 2 years old. That's crazy. And I spent too long on it for it to be like this. But yeah, so that's a percussion sample. Oh god. So it's going into the same thing as the, like, this. But this has... So it's kind of quiet, but... So there's a frequency shifter, which is making it extremely shifted down. And then I stacked another one, slightly less shifted down on top of it. And it's like kind of the same technique, but like that's not pushed up super high, but this part is. There's that taking out a frequency I guess I didn't like. Not really doing anything there, to be honest. And then just, that's making it louder, and that's making it louder. And then it's just going into there. Yeah. I feel like this one's like maybe not as lazy because I'm like processing it more, and I don't think you can really tell like that it's a sample or like where it's from, whereas this is like that's literally just you know, that's just straight up lifted from okay, like I guess there, okay, I mean I guess there's like, maybe I'm like doing something here, but I feel like that's not. Yeah, because that's like way too harsh for this song. And then, yeah, just top loop, I think probably from Splice, and that's going into the same channel as the Fortet sample. And then there's, oh, yeah, this was inevitable. The little like tiny snare from the end of Dull Scythe, which I also use in like every song because it's such a like tiny and usable sample, but it's also like pretty recognizable, I'd say. So that's another thing that I use in like everything. So it's there. That's just a snare. Yeah, that's from something I did on Christmas Eve 2020. No idea what that song sounded like, but so that's just in the background there, like, yeah. And that basically just continues on, and then this thing happens then, and then yeah, it just fades out. I take away like the kick and like that, like this bass, and just replace it with the bass from like the intro. Oh, that's there. The bass is fading out, yeah. Oh, that's like getting low passed. And then I bring the kick back, which I do like that. I think this is like my favorite part of the entire song, is how even though it's the intro, I bring the kick back, which I feel like almost kind of implies that there's gonna be another like quote unquote drop coming, even though there's not, but like, I don't know, it's like misdirection. Or whatever, misinformation, I don't know. And And then yeah, it just fades out, and then there's the sample again. Which, it's so weird, like, opening a project file from like this time, because I so would have used that or something. But like obviously we didn't have that NFL at the time this was made. But it's like I already can't really imagine ever living in a world where we didn't have this. And yeah, and then there's like a balance on the master. That's turning it off, yeah. So yeah, that's it's really simple, but I guess it was good enough, because I think what it was is someone used it in like a YouTube like playlist video of like Porter related music, because I incidentally found one that like it just popped up in my YouTube recommended one day, and I decided to click on it, and it hit me like a train when when I heard this in it, and I immediately looked to the the description, and you know, go figure, it didn't have my name on it. It just said the like regular Porter Robinson A Breath, like, which, and I remember, because I don't comment on YouTube videos that much. I haven't done that since I was like a kid, and I remember like posting a link to it and like, hey, this is mine. Could you maybe credit, like, not like with that tone, but like, hey, this is mine. Could you know? But then like the comment like automatically got hidden because YouTube doesn't like when you post links, which, I mean, like, that makes sense. But yeah. And then I think it was in, I think they also made another playlist video that had it in it. I don't remember if they did that or if they just straight up re-uploaded the whole thing onto YouTube. But I think it's solely because of that person. I'll like put some editing here on the screen when I go to edit this to like back up my claims or something. I don't know. But so shouts out to that person whose name I don't remember for using it in that Porter like playlist video, because I think otherwise I don't think that many people would have heard this. I don't know. And it was weird because it was like almost a year after this came out that I noticed that a lot more people were listening to it out of nowhere. So that was like a pleasant surprise, I would say. But yeah, that is all that there really is to talk about, I think. And I think as I put more things out, I want to do more videos like this, because I really like because like I think the way that I really learned music was, or like how to make music, was through videos like this. So I don't know, I want to help like perpetuate the cycle or something like that. I don't know, but I definitely want to do more of these. Who knows, maybe I will do more like after I finish this one. I don't know. But yeah, that was that. So thank you for sticking around, and I will probably be back at some future point. I don't really know.